Hey everybody, it's Portly Paladin here with a quick video. This is going to have to be quick. I don't have very much time at all. I'm running a little bit behind today, and I was going to try to squeeze this in here. So yeah, I just got off the scale, weighed myself in, and didn't move anywhere. Same as I was last week. A little bit surprised by that, but not really. I did better than the week before when I had gained after Thanksgiving, but I didn't really put any tremendous effort in this week to try to drop down. I just sort of went back to the status quo, so I'm not really surprised that things didn't change that much this week, so I'm not really too worried about it. It's not like I tried hard and nothing changed. I didn't really put much effort in really at all. Yeah, so nothing has really gone too terribly weird with me at all. Things around life have been a little bit not so great, I guess. Not horrible, nothing like I had been going through before, um, but not the best. I don't know what that was, and not the best, but not the great, not the worst either. So, um, good friend of mine found out that he'd been sick. Well, he had been sick for a while, a couple of months even, like really sick, almost like the world's worst cold, just lingered and held on forever. Well, he finally went to the doctor to find out what was going on with that, and it turns out that he actually has cancer. So he has been going through treatment, going through chemo. He's doing pretty good now. From what I've learned, it seems that they actually think it's a very treatable kind of cancer, and that he should be just fine. I think I mentioned that in the last video, actually, now that I think about it. The days are blurring together. So, yeah, just forget that I mentioned that. Because I'm pretty sure I said it last time. But then they also found out that my grandmother-in-law, I guess would be the way you'd put it. My wife's grandmother, she had been pretty sick as well, had pneumonia, or they thought she had pneumonia. It turns out she actually has cancer, and she's not doing real well right now, and she has asked everybody to come to say goodbye. Uh, they're not really expecting her to last too long, so it's pretty difficult. Something I just learned last night, so my mind is kind of in a fog today thinking about that. And I've also had some issues with pain in the last week or so. My shoulder, for whatever reason, this one here, when I sleep, I mean, by nature of the way I sleep and the fact that I am such a bigger person, it's difficult to get fitting. It's difficult to fit in our bed comfortably between my wife and I because I'm so big. So instead of feeling like she is crushed or pushed together or off the bed or whatever, I tend to push myself to the edge as far as possible so that I can give her some room. And I usually do that, and as a result, usually I have nowhere to put my arm. It just sort of like, it's just hanging there. So I've tried different methods of things so I have somewhere to put this arm so it's not just out there. And most of them don't really work. I usually end up with an arm that hurts in the morning a little bit. Well, like the last week and a half, it's just been horrible. My shoulder has been tight, swollen, like just barely moving it hurts. It's very tender, and it's just not good. So I've been trying a few things to try to help it out. I made one of these, which I'm going to show off here. It's one of my wife's old fleeces that I cut into a rectangle and then filled with beans and rice. You can find these all over the internet, like instructions about how to make these. But basically, it's just like I said, filled with beans and rice. And when I have the need to get rid of some pain and take care of some pain issues, Great for back pain, arm pain, leg pain, pretty much whatever. Toss this in the microwave for a couple of minutes, flip it over, a couple more minutes, flip it over, a couple more minutes. Usually for me, it takes about 6 minutes to warm it up. And then, like in the case of my shoulder, I just toss it up there on my shoulder, and it just sits there because it's got a nice weight to it, so it doesn't want to fall too much usually. It's a good size, so it just kind of stays there, and it's just got this nice gentle heat. It's kind of like a heating pad, only no electricity, and it's gonna freaking last forever because all I have to do is keep nuking it in the microwave to warm it back up again. And I've been taking it to work and sitting here working with this on my shoulder while it's nice and warm, and it makes my shoulder a little bit looser. I was noticing that there was some tender swollenness to it, so I actually just recently started a new regimen where I do this during the day, and then in the evening I actually ice it down, and it seems to be really loosening up and really feeling a lot better. But that's kind of limited of some of the things I can do because pretty much anything involving moving my arm hurts. So, yeah, I try to do what I can with it, but it's getting a lot better than it was. I mean, even going as far back as Sunday, it was so tight that I could barely move my arm because it is, just seized up so tight that it hurt that bad. But it's feeling better, and I highly recommend that if you do have aches and pains, any sort of joint issue or muscle issue, make yourself one of these. They are extremely cheap. I mean, you could get away with buying around a quarter of a yard of fleece, and I believe last time I looked, fleece is about $8 a yard. So if you got a quarter of a yard, that's $2 worth of fabric. A spool of thread, usually about $2 or $3 to match. You don't even have to do that because it's going to be yours. And then a couple of pounds of beans or rice or both, which are usually less than $1 a pound. So you're looking at maybe a $10 investment, and you can make yourself one of these, and it will last you forever, and it's way better than a heating pad because it's a nice gentle heat. Most heating pads I've used, they cycle, so they get really hot, and then they just turn off and kind of cool down. Then they get really hot again, and they come down. They cycle like that. This, it starts out pretty warm when you first put it on, and then it just kind of like stays at a gentle heat the rest of the time. Even to the point to where when it's all, like right now, this has not been in the microwave at all day. And if I toss it up on my shoulder, the fleece together combined with the weight, like it feels slightly warm on my shoulder, and it feels comforting, and it feels good just laying up there, just like it is. So yeah, definitely give it a shot. Check that out. Alright, so yeah, this video is almost at 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is pretty much going to be my max. So I'm trying to think of a food tip to give you right now, and I really don't have anything. My wife's been cooking for us since my schedule changed. I now work 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So we eat dinner when I get home around 9, which is not ideal for a diet like this. But I just don't know how else to fix that. I mean, the way the schedule works, I just don't see a way to change it. So it seems to be okay for us right now. That might be a contributing factor to the fact that I haven't really been losing weight, but my wife has. So I don't think it's really that big of a contributing factor. Maybe it's a contributing factor for me and not for her. I don't really know. I guess time will tell. We'll see. But yeah, so there we go. That's pretty much the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry there wasn't too much in it. I did kind of give you a bit of an update, though, to tell you where I'm at. And I guess that's about that. So, till next time, I am your Portly Paladin. Have a good one, and keep waging a war against your waistline. We'll see you next time.